another thing, it seems like the more these celebrities die and talk about the reasons of their death before they die, the more people want to become celebrities. Angie Stone, it didn't even take long to crack her case. You did? Didn't even take long to see what the hell she was talking about. Because as soon as she opened her mouth, it's like they wanted you to see. It's like they just wanted you to see her open her mouth and what happened to her after she opened her mouth. You know what I mean? And it was like blatant. It was like real blatant. Like they was going extra hard not to hide it. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there and my wife telling me about it. I didn't see it initially. I'm usually one of the first ones to pick this stuff up because I'm looking for it, you know what I'm saying, every day. And my wife telling me about it. Her bus and whatever they travel on flipped so many times, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm listening. Okay. So I get back home later on that day, and I see that she made a little live. And remember, y'all, all of these people, these entertainers, they're also actors. So, you know, don't cry and mourn for these people if you can't prove that they're actually gone, they're actually succumbed. Because a lot of this stuff is just for distractions purposes only. It's only to distract you. When I say you, I mean people that have the power to fact find. People that have the power to hear beyond what's meant to be heard. Not your local individual who just believe everything they hear. Not that person. They don't care nothing about that person. They got that person already where they want that person. You understand? So we're not talking about that guy. We talking about the guy that hears something and when it don't sound right, go fact find, discard it, on to something else that makes more sense, etc. You understand? We're talking about that person. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. If it don't make sense, don't make it make sense. That's just your God-given ability that something ain't right. Let's give me your God-given ability that's sensing something ain't right. Something's missing, etc. You know what I mean? So just always keep that in mind. Like for instance, you're missing a whole chunk of information when you're looking at the Big Meat story. So the last we heard, and I'm trying to tell you, all these dudes in the same brotherhood. The last we heard, at least me, 50 Cent and what's his name, Rick Ross, were at odds with each other, right? That's from my last understanding. So Meech come home after 50 Cent then looked out for his son, his bloodline, Meech's bloodline, and Meech sides with the last dude I remember to be his op, right? So right then and there, in my mind, I'm trying to ask, how much sense do that make? That don't really, it don't make much sense. So I'm still trying to add up the equation. You dig? Because, of course, I'm not into what these people do, but I'm curious at the same time. You understand? So I'm sitting here and I'm doing the math, and I come to the conclusion like, okay, this ain't making no sense. Why is this? Why wouldn't you celebrate the person that looked out for your bloodline? Don't make sense, right? Don't make sense, like I was saying from the get-go, for 50 Cent not to already know what's just so happening to be revealed. If 50 Cent's sitting with the big wigs, he's sitting with the big boys. You understand? Don't make sense for him not to already be privy to this information. So, if he was privy to this information, was this his goal from jump? Was his goal from jump to expose Big Meech for what he was or what he is anyway, which was a snitch? Well, they call it snitch. I always said, and I will stand behind it to my own detriment, just like anything else I look at as the truth. When you get that far up the money tree, you have to lock in step FBI, CIA, the people that's responsible for this being over here, for the drugs at its capacity to be over here. Now, you can keep believing the narrative, the smoke and mirrors they give you, if you like. But I don't choose to believe a lie. Like I said, When any individual comes into a neighborhood and starts selling dope, the police automatically knows. They have CIs out here. And even besides the CIs, you got people that get locked up that know these neighborhoods and know if you're new or not. And they get banged up. The first thing they say, the first thing they ask is, can you exchange my freedom for some information? One of the first things that happens when it comes to, running the streets. That's just one of the defects of the streets. One of the things everybody have to live with. That's a snitch. Now, they ain't gonna tell on you unless it's something that they can benefit off of. They love the dope. If they don't love it, you ain't gonna see them. They gonna go to the people that got the dope they love. You understand? That's just the way it is. But if they love what you got, they coming to you. You dig? They coming to you. It's just that simple. And see, the police, they got people out here selling dope for them. They got that. Understand that. So if they see one of their customers and they customers ain't been by their spot lately, first thing they want to know is why. Why not? Which is a damn good question. When we talking about the streets, we talking about the game. Why not? Why I ain't seeing you? That's when the information gets, transferred and passed on. You understand? Nobody sells dope without the fuzz knowing about it. Now, if you're responsible for a nasty old piece of units getting dropped, you understand? Meaning if you a bona fide hustler, now the feds know about you. Now the feds know about you. Oh, you got the heart, you got that eye of a tiger. Okay, you really want this? You can stomach this life? Okay. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. Let's see how deep the rabbit hole go. let's see how deep the rabbit hole go. You understand? That's how that goes. So it ain't no being sneaky. It ain't no such thing of it. You got to understand, it's their product. It belongs to them. It comes from them. It's just like the money. The money is their product. It belongs to them. It comes from them. When you look at the drugs, it's theirs. They know it's there. They know where it's at. When you see those big drug busts, it's not busts. And the very few times that it is caught without, wanting to be caught, you see a lot of times those people get off. Those people get off. Hundreds of pounds of this or that, you understand? Truckloads. Well, a nigga ain't got to worry about seeing the light of day ever again. You don't never hear nothing else about them people. It's a reason you don't hear nothing else about them people. Because you just might remember it. They called out a police officer yesterday on the news having inappropriate conversations with minors, right? Inappropriate conversations with minors. Now this is bad for a grown man to be accused of that. And even worse, somebody with a piece of authority. You think they put this brother news on the news? You think they put his face on the news? They said his name. But why wouldn't you put his face on the news? Why wouldn't you show the people who to look out for? You know why? Because you just might observe it and remember that face. So you got some people amongst the people that's going to remember that name and bam, bam. But the mass majority of the people need face and names. Need face and names. Pay attention to that. From now on, they'll show you a face of something that don't really mean nothing. And then when you come into something that really, really do mean something, they won't show you the face. And then tell you why they don't show you the face. Well, he hasn't been convicted. Well, if he haven't been convicted and you're not sure, why are you talking about it? Why are you using his name? If using his image, it would be illegal. Why are you saying his name? See, we have to understand, man, that We are our own line of defense. Nobody is going to protect us better than we can protect ourselves. Quit depending. That's another form of being a man fan. Quit depending on Big Brother, your government, to protect you and your family better than you. It's always good to have somebody that have your back, that you can call, that can assist you. But you have to be there for yourself first. You may say, Curl, you talking this stuff, you don't even try a gun. That's right. Because I put my family, I put my safety, I put my everything in the hands of my Creator. See, everybody can't do that. Everybody don't believe what I believe. Everybody don't believe how I believe. So that's something that a lot of people can't do. But I can. And I'm still saying the same thing I'm saying. I just do it deeper, or in a way better, bigger way than a lot of people can understand. Trust me, I do my part. When I'm looking at a nicely built woman, beautiful woman, I try to keep my eyes in my head. Try to keep my mouth shut. I admire, but do my best to not look too long. I don't flirt. And if I catch myself falling into that trap, I slap myself back to reality. I don't steal from my fellow man or the powers that shouldn't be. I don't lie. See, there's prayers, and then there's prayers that you actually want to be heard and answered. See, I believe in that sort of thing. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. So I do everything in my power to make sure that my family is safe. I just don't do it in a way that you do. See, you think having a gun, 150,000 rounds, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the biggest guns you ever can find, you think that's gonna be the all or be all? No, see, I know a little bit more than that. I know a little bit. I'm not the Lulu. I know a lot more is needed to protect my family. I'm not gonna use the weapons that these people gave me, sell me, knowing that they have way bigger, better, and badder. Not only that, they got people. They employ people that has been trained to take on gunfire and yet still point, aim, and hit the target that they're reaching, that they're seeking to hit. So there's a few factors that most definitely should be looked at before you just take a side and run. Yeah, true, I grew up in the hood. Yeah, true, I'm not a stranger to gunfire and violence, but I trained in the art of killing. No, I'm not. So with that fact alone, we actually coming to the conclusion that more than just artillery and how to pull the trigger is needed. So I rely on a force, a strength that carries way more pack, or should I say way more punch than a trained killer. I give my all and give my obeisance to the Creator, not the Creator, but the Creator. See, I respect the Creator's insight on the matter before any man, before any woman. And getting back to the Angie Stone situation, that's why I tell my son, he's a music maker, and he got it honest. I tell my son, if you gonna do this for your own, for yourself. Do it for us. Don't do it trying to become something impactful in this world unless you're using Jehovah's name. You understand what I'm saying? Because the devil is the ruler of this world. Just because you get older and get a little freer and can do more stuff than you used to doing, none of the rules change. It's still the same. Still the same. Still the same song. That lady, and she's a very intelligent lady, whether she's dead or alive. Very intelligent. And like she say, she didn't know the things that she knew now early, which enabled her to get advantage took over her. You feel what I'm saying? Which enabled them to take advantage of it. But now she know. And now she wanted what's coming to her. And she was coming for him. She put the PSA out there. I'm coming for you. I want what's mine. Y'all was able to keep it for all these. And Angie Stone made some beautiful music. Multitasked, multi-talented, an old woman, and still could blow. You hear me? Still could bring tears to the eyes of a king. You understand? Yeah. And put that little recording down. Very respectful. He ain't talking about hurting nobody. She just wants what's rightfully hers. That's all. bada boo, bada bing. No problem. It's hers. She earned it, right? Wrong. Wrong. Because for what she felt like was hers, they killed her for it. And guess who get it now? The same people she said took it from her. So you have to understand. And I wish I knew Angie Stone. I wish I could have got in her ear before she made that, before she did that live. I wish I could have shared with her. Said, Angie,